guys, it's YayKay. So I'm not here to tell you this, but I'm gonna tell you this. Watch. I can take off my hat. Why? Because it's 35 today. It's what, January? End of January, and it's in the 30s. Like, I saw a video today that was like Midwesterners are like, and it's like anytime it's in the 30s, people put on cargo shorts, and I'm like, kind of not wrong. And it's like, I can feel excited about it because A, it's nice out, and B, it's not like it's sometimes when you get nice weather, you don't get what you wanted. So like, you get nice weather, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, during the day it's like 36. But then overnight it's like -12, or no, well, let's be realistic. It's like 10 degrees and all the roads are frozen because it happened to rain that day. So that's the kind of crap we don't want. And luckily we haven't gotten that a lot, considering we could have gotten that a lot with the nice weather we've been having this month. Like, we just started, today's Wednesday, and our nice weather started again on Monday, and it's supposed to continue for like at least 2 weeks. And no one's mad about it. Like, they said we were going to have a milder winter this year, but we're kind of like, as Midwesterners, we're kind of like, yeah, but what does that mean? Does that mean it only snows twice a week? Oh my God. Yeah. But as a true Midwesterner, we're going to talk about the weather, because that's what we do. But anyway, so thank you for your patience with my posts lately. I didn't realize that they were all discombobulated and weird. So I'm going to be working on that. I don't even know why I came on today. Like, I have nothing like specific I wanted to talk about. What does my tum-tum say? My tum-tum says it's full. Oh, now I remember. So what I was thinking about was lately, so becoming a YouTuber or a social influencer, that's kind of like my goal. Like, I want to do that for a living. I'd love to do it full time for you guys and make a living and show you adventures and all that kind of stuff. But it was like, so I've been taking time to be more kind of like, not antisocial, but like I've been a little more hermity. So like on the weekends, I usually would put in like 20 hours or 15 hours at my cake decorating job. And I've only been doing like 3. So I've been at home a lot more, kind of reflecting and trying to figure out what I want to do. What is my YouTube, what do I want to look like? What do my videos want to convey? Blah, 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 blah. And sometimes it's like, it's good to have those moments to reflect. But then my body's been so pissed about it. So mad. So like, I'll go through like my normal day, and because when you're cake decorating, you're walking around, you're picking up 30-pound boxes, and you're doing that for like, 3 to 6 hours. And I'm not doing that anymore, and my body's really mad about the lack of movement. So, especially on the weekend when you're doing like social media stuff, it's a lot of computer work. It's a lot of, hello, sir. It's a whole lot of sitting. Sorry if you didn't hear the car zoom by, because he's super important in his red car. People. Oh well, he's having fun. I'll try not to judge next time. But anyway, so it's like my body just hasn't gotten the movement it wants to, because you have to sit there and edit, and you have to sit there and basically you're sitting there. And even if you get a standing desk, don't start with me. I know that that's better than nothing, but that's not how that's gonna work. So my body's been retaliating a lot, and I totally have not been listening, because it's a matter of like, I need to have more, like, even if I just clean the house more, like just something, because it's just, I do stuff during the regular weekday, my weekday job, and some of that stuff's making me more tired because of the lack of exercise I've been getting. And it's just like, oh my goodness. So this balance has been tough. But at least my workout partner, her doctor wanted her to do more wanted to do 3 strength trainings a week and then do like a 10-minute walk every day. So at least we could hopefully try to move that from 2 days to 3 days. So that'll help me out too, getting a little more time. And maybe I should be hitting like the elliptical machine periodically on the weekend, just for like 20 minutes, just to get some aromatics out. Like, I need more. And I just have to decide that. And we're gonna go on this journey together. But that being said, I have to say that I am very thankful that my body tells me these things, that I don't have to wonder what it needs. It tells me. And being able to hear that more regularly has been a huge gift. And so that's really nice. And especially with my work schedule and whatnot, it's been really nice to be a little more fluid, because sometimes you have special events on the weekend, and you know, I can go to those things because I can move my work schedule around so freely. So that's amazing. Speaking of this last weekend, so my friend had her birthday this weekend. So on Friday, I'm so proud of myself. So Friday, she had planned probably a month ahead of time. She wanted to go snow tubing for her birthday. I haven't gone snow tubing since like high school. Maybe college, maybe. And so I was just like, snow tubing. My childhood inner self was like, yes! My body was like, it's gonna be cold! And I'm like, I know! So I tried to adapt to the situation, because luckily, again, she told us ahead of time. So I bought my first pair of snow pants. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but let me tell you, the struggle of being a plus-size, short stature person is really, really tough. Really, really, really tough. So, finding plus-size snow pants in itself is a miracle. Finding ones that fit my circumference. Because again, team, how much do I weigh? Yes, 320 pounds? Yes, that's right. If you remember from my previous videos, that is correct. 320 pounds. Those hips of mine are not exactly easy to fit into pants. Now, first pair of snow pants I bought, these were online. They were from snowcountry.com. Now, I have nothing to say about the wear and tear factor or the construction or anything like that, because I've worn them once. So just to be said, I've worn them once. So don't be like, oh my god, it's the best product ever. I will never say that. I don't know. I've only worn them once. But first pair I bought were like, they were good size, but then when like I sat down, it was like they would get too tight. So I was like, oh crap, I gotta go up a size. So I went up to the largest size they had, but I could get them in petite, which means that they're made for people who are shorter. And I can't tell you how exciting that is. Because as a person who is a plus sizer, sometimes they assume that plus size people are tall. I don't know why they do that. I mean, because I'm an average height overall, but my legs are stubby. I have like longer torso. Anyway, you don't care. That doesn't matter. But anyway, so I went on the next size up for these snow pants, and they fit like a banger. I loved it. It was like, oh my gosh, these fit. And they were in this gorgeous teal color. Oh, good day. So I dressed up for this event, and I've always been cold. Whenever I go outside, you know, and I go shovel or snow blow or, you know, any activity I've gone and done outside, I've always been freezing. Like, as soon as I get out there, my butt and my legs are cold, my feet get cold. Like, I'm lucky if my naked face isn't, like, frozen with icicles, you know. It's bad. It's bad. So I went really heavy when I went to the snow tube thing. So I wore regular socks, thick, fuzzy penguin socks, these snow boots I bought off Amazon that are like the rubber bottom and then like the lace part that goes up to your like mid-calf. Snow throw boots is what I like to call them. So then for pants, I wore like my workout leggings And then I wore a pair of skinny jeans because I knew those would be like, they would hug my skin more than like a regular pair of jeans. And plus they would fit under the snow pants better. And then I put on the snow pants. And then for gloves, I had leather gloves that have the fingers together. So I always find that keeps your fingers warmer having the close proximity. And then for shirts, I had a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt, a sweater, and then originally I was going to put another coat underneath it, but I accidentally left it in the ski house. So then I just put my overcoat on, which is like this, kind of looks like that fuzzy sheep's wool, and it's like a gray color or whatever, so it's this puffy, thick, woolly kind of stuff. And in the rain, it's awful, because once it gets wet, it just seeps through and it gets to you, but it was a dry environment, luckily, so it was nice and thick. And then on my head, I had my white Jaguar snow leopard hat that you guys have seen in videos. This other shawl thing that my friend had knitted herself that like goes over your head and like crunches up around your neck kind of thing, and then you can pull it over like a hood. And then I had a scarf around that to kind of keep things in place. And I went outside because this last weekend, guys, the high was 5 degrees. It was 5 degrees for a high. So when we went outside to go snow tubing, it was like 4 or 3 degrees outside. And I was thinking in my head, I'm gonna go like twice, and then I'm gonna give up and go inside to the ski house. I'm sure that's just how this is gonna go. Because I've never had a good experience as a plus size person in the cold trying to figure out what to wear and how to stay warm. I've never figured out that science. So here I am, I go grab my tube. We go up the hill. And what's cool about, if you go to this place, it's called Buck Hill, they have a conveyor belt that you stand on with your tube, and it takes you up the hill. You don't have to lie in your tube and hope that you use a rope and hope your gloves don't get ripped to shreds. It's a conveyor belt you stand on. It's fantastic. So you go up this conveyor belt, and at the top, I'm like, sweet. So they have 4 of 6 lanes open or whatever, because it's Friday night, it's cold as crap, and no one's really there because it's so cold. And so we only had to wait like one set of people before it was us to go down. So I'm going down for my first time tubing in decades. I sit in my tube and I'm terrified. Just terrified. Because being a plus size person, I tend to go faster because science. So I'm going to fly down this fricker going so fast because gravity is sometimes not your friend. So I go down this hill. Of course, my tube starts to rotate. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go down backwards. So I put my gloves down to like steer so it would stop spinning. And about halfway down the hill, I feel this burning sensation in my left hand. And I'm like, what's happening? What did I do? And the friction of the ice on my leather glove burned through my glove and like literally started to burn my hand. I was like, oh my God, I'm burning my hand from the friction of the snow. Wow. Oh my God. So, and then I start to get down to the bottom. So I burned my hand and I'm like, oh no, and I'm not even done yet. So then I start to steer with my feet. So I put my feet down a little bit, and I'm thinking, well, I gotta slow myself down a little bit too, so I'm getting down in the end. This is my first run, so I have no idea how this works. But there are these like rubber mats at the bottom to help slow you down. Well, I didn't know that. So part of my boot kind of hit, like, it's kind of like these squares that have gaps, you know? I don't know how to explain it. So basically my boot kind of caught the gap a little bit and like fucked up my ankle, and I was like, oh, ow. But luckily it was like really quick, so it wasn't like this huge deal. But I was like, oh, that was painful. Not doing that again. And then at the end of the hill, they have like another hill, so like to help you stop. So you're going down the hill and it kind of does one of these, you know, the wavy thing. It's like, wee. And then I was at again, it does the wee. So it does the weeby thing. And oh, there's a crash. See, there was not a crash when I started my adventure. Driving's frustrating. But anyway, so I go down the hill, and then it has another hill that goes kind of like this at the end. Sorry, I know it's hard to do this on video, so it goes like this. And so it's designed to slow you down. So you go up this other hill, and it slows you down, then you slide back down to get off the tube. Anyway, so the first run wasn't too bad, minus the fact of that I just burned my hand. And so, okay, I was like, all right, cool. Well, I won't say that this wasn't fun. So I went up to do another run. So I picked a different lane and decided to do another run. And I was like, okay, well, time for run number 2. So this time I decided to go just, balls to the wall, see what happens. So I don't try to use my feet to steer or any of that. If I spin, I spin, whatever. Whatever happens, happens. I'm just going to do the thing. Let's see what happens. Let's experiment. So I go down this other hill, and they're all generally like the same. Like, they don't look any different. They both have like the same construct as far as you can see. So I go down this other one, and I'm like, okay, so again, I'm not braking with my feet or anything. So I'm going so fast that I go up the stop hill at the end. And I hit the top where the fence is. I hit the freaking... There's like this orange construction fence that you would put up to like help prevent snow blowing. And like, so I hit this fence and my tube kind of goes boop with me in it. So I'm like, boop, totally vertical. And this fence stops me and I'm like going. And you don't see it at the time. You don't see it at the time, so... Sorry, everyone's braking for this car crash. We're coming around a curve, so no one's going to see it. So I hit this freaking thing, and I go, boop! And then, right after that, it was like... it's got the orange fence, but then it has, I guess, another regular mesh fence. Kind of a regular chain link kind of guy. And so I literally hit it, pretty much almost bounce back into my tube and come right side up. So somehow I go boom, and then I go thump, and I was like, but I hit that thing so hard. I hit that fence so hard. I thought for sure I was gonna break it. I thought I was gonna break it. I thought I was gonna be the guy to fall down the crevice and just be like, Fee! I was impressed with the structure of that fence because I was like, no freaking way did I just literally hit the fence and not die. So anywho, by then, I was a little scared to go down the hill again. I was like, man, am I literally going to go twice and quit because I'm scared now? Because, again, sometimes being a plus-size girl is not the best thing. And I was like, oh, man. Do I go again? I was like, should I wuss out? I'm not going to wuss out. So I went down a third time, and right before I got on the conveyor belt, I asked, the ticket lady, I was like, have any tips to keep from hitting the fence? She's like, oh, you hit it, huh? And I was like, yeah, I went fast. She's like, sometimes at the end, if you drag your feet, it helps you just create some drag, but not where the mats are. And I was like, yeah, that's a key thing to tell people, because that screws up your ankle and your clothes. So yeah, that was definitely a helpful hint. So I went down the third time on a different hill, and that's what I did. So toward the bottom, I started to drag the heels of my boots to slow myself down a little bit, and that helped a lot. Because then you can also steer a little bit, if you wanted to. Because I let myself spin the third time just to kind of see what would happen. And what I thought, normally, when you go down certain hills, if you spin, you're going down a hill and your body wants your heaviest part in the front. So sometimes your tube will turn, so your butt and your torso is now going backwards, right? But what's interesting is because it levels off a couple times with the dips and stuff, you actually keep spinning. So it's actually kind of fun. It's not like your tube tips there's not a whole lot of tipping action, which I was kind of surprised by. I thought it would be a whole lot of like you go down and just all of a sudden you like roll out of your tube, you know? And that just doesn't happen. So it was actually really fun. So you could spin without wondering if there were going to be consequences about it. So it was fun. So you could be like, oh, let's go spin again. So then I finally found the fun again. And I was like, okay, the fear has been subsided. I can enjoy the ride now. So we went down probably like, again, it was so slow because it was so cold. And you only tube for like an hour and a half. Like your ticket gets you from like 7:30 to 9 o'clock at night to snow tube. So, but I think we went down like 8 or 9 times, like a really solid run. I thought probably 8 times we probably went down, and we tried all the lanes or whatnot. And the one I didn't like the most was the one on the end because there was a little bit of a jump. It wasn't like huge, it wasn't like wee, but it was like boop, and so like you weren't sure, like you could definitely, it was one of those when you landed. So yeah, that was probably my least favorite, like, lane or whatever. But it was all really fun. So I was like, dude, I would totally do that again. And the reason why I am also bragging about this is because I stayed warm the whole time. My face never got cold. Like, there was no wind. Like, the wind chill was, like, non-existent that night. And I was dressed so well that I didn't even get cold. It was amazing. I've never done snow sports and not been freezing to death and miserable. So it was like such a good experience. And I was so glad that she decided that she still wanted to do it, even though it was cold as teas out there. Because a couple other people got cold. But I was never cold. I couldn't believe it. Even with like the wind coming down on your face when you went down on the hill, not a deal. It was not a deal at all. Oh, it was so cool. But I did snag, my friend took a video of when she went down the hill. My friend, her birthday, she took a video of her going down the hill, and she hit the fence too on one of her runs. So I'm going to put that video on the end here so you can see it. Just because it's like, oh, so that's what it's like to hit the fence. Be like, yeah, that's kind of what it's like to hit the fence. Kind of funny. So, yeah. So I'll throw that in on the end so that way you guys can see it. Because it is a hoot. But yeah, so I'm going to have to, I'll probably sign off for now just because we got to be paying attention to this car crash up here. So I will see you guys soon. And basically just, I'm going to try to keep moving a little bit more. And, with tubing this last weekend, that was a nice adventure to add more moving to my stuff. So I'll keep sharing my moving stories, and I hope you can move more this weekend too. Talk to you later. So I'm going to watch this video with you because it's just so funny. Because I just got to watch this video with you. Okay. So... the sound effect right away when the video starts, like she's her excitement, my friend's excitement is just adorable. So it's her birthday and she's going down this, oh my gosh, and then like the authentic giggling. So here are the treads that are supposed to slow you down, and then here's the big hill that's supposed to up, and there she hits the fence. But she hit the fence and like bounced off. No, like I said in my video, I went boop, like back first, like just flipped my tube, and then I was like boop boop, and then I like slid down the. Oh my gosh, dude, we have to do. I had to watch it again. It's just so fun. Oh, totally recommend tubing as an adult. It's still good. And the spinning. Oh my god, the spinning is so horrible. It's so scary when you're like, wee. Oh my god. But yeah, so check it. Oh my gosh, you guys. So this is so much fun. So highly recommend going snow tubing as an adult. Places they have different setups for different things. You know, like some places have lanes like this, and other places are like free for all. Like they don't really police people, which of course, you know, you end up getting smashed by some guy and falling over, you know. So I mean the adventures and the risk, I guess. But Oh my god. I just had to show this video to you because it's too freaking cute. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the snow tube video.